Is God, is the sun a actual being that we are too small to see? This is a real question that I always wondered, and I kind of want to share it and create a conversation about it. So just like we can take I forgot what it's called, ashwagandha or something, like just like acid and stuff like that, which are natural drugs that causes shrooms, that causes hallucinations, and we're able to see these deities and stuff like that. You can't die from it, but you can see stuff that wasn't there before. Also, in the same ways as you know, we have you have a microscope and stuff like that that allows you to see bacteria with smaller than bacteria atoms and stuff like that, which we have scales and diagrams of how they move. But what's smaller than an atom, they may say nothing, but I guarantee you, we know shit about this universe. That's just what we know until proven wrong. Now, we don't have a telescope to see things that are already in front of our face l- more clearer. But if we did, what would a giant ball of fire look like if we didn't understand what it was? Just like how I or somebody can can put a number, let's say the number three, right in front of your face. Somebody can draw the number three and tell you that's the number three. Just like the sun is in the sky, the moon is in the sky, and we can tell you that that's the moon. It's lifeless. It's nothing. It's just a giant rock in the sky that has a lot of mass to it. The sun is just a giant ball of fire in the sky. We can't hear the vibrations of the sun. We can't hear the vibrations of the moon. But we can call it the moon, and we can call the sun. But we can't physically gain enough power to match the vibration of the sun, to understand the sun, to understand the moon. Only another moon can understand the moon, and that moon has to vibrate, and just like how our planet vibrates and creates a sound, a roar that can be heard through instruments that have naturally, might I add. But going back to that three can be put in front of you, and somebody can tell you it's a three. But if you turn it to the side and flip it to where it looked like arches, now it's McDonald's symbol. It's whatever you want it to be, whatever the first person to see it names it, or whatever sticks. But that three holds value in so many ways. First of all, there's 3 ones within that 3. A 2 within that 3 and a 1 within that 3. But you look at the 3 and you just think it's a 3. You look at 3 oranges and think you have 3 oranges, but you don't understand that you don't just have 3 oranges. You have 3 pills. You have 3 you have 3 things with seeds inside of it that can grow more. There's a lot more to understand to it. So to add to this conversation of three oranges, the number 3, the moon, the sun, a lot of details within that. The mass of the sun, the mass of the moon, the way the moon spins, the way the sun spins. But to actually understand something that can be measured in so many ways and seen in so many ways, what does the moon see the sun as? If the moon is unalive and not an actual thing that can talk and breathe, what vibration does the moon receive from being in the presence of the sun? How do they sound to each other? If we thought only life exists in our way of observing life, are they alive? Because our voice is a vibration, which they also make too. I'll leave it at that because like it's so weird because we have ants and stuff around us that we just crush. Who knows how fast we're moving to them? They react and they move fast as fuck to us. Well, what about something smaller? We can stand in one place and in a split second just end the ant's life and they won't even have anything. They won't even know what hit them. What if this is a high what is it called, a whatever question just to throw out there? What if a meteor was a foot from just the universe that hits you just like our foot hitting the ant before we even know it? But within that, what if to the sun, the earth, the moon, Jupiter, and stuff like that are the ants, and we're just bacteria on the ants? Thinking too much. But again, what's the point of using your brain if you don't think? I try to look at the sun as like a deity, because we're extremely small compared to it. So even staring at it, there's no idea of what it looks like if you were the same size as the moon. You can say you can get in a spaceship and like hover back from it, but only a moon like with Neil deGrasse or whatever would be like, it's a moon, it's not alive. Like the moon looks like a giant rock. If you were a giant rock in space, you would look like a giant rock to other giant rocks. But how so? Every ant looks the same to us, but do they look the same to each other? An ant, we can say, is alive. But what is life to us? If we're living on something that's alive, we just don't notice that the earth is alive and breathing and filled with all types of organisms that it supports. We support bacteria. We support all types of stuff that lives on us and lives within inside of us. I thank God that I think the sun that I didn't go to school to understand it. I think the sun that I didn't go to school to understand how I got sick. Because within doing so, I become sick with the knowledge that there's only one way and there's only one answer. And they have hypotheses to where, you know, it's not right until it's a theory, I guess. A theory. What if a theory saves you 10,000 years? Just because people worshipped it like the Bible. Something that's a fucking theory. But was believed enough that it became facts in people's life. It's just like if people believed that the earth was flat, then it would be not a theory. We wouldn't have proved it, but enough people believe in it for it to not be a theory until proven wrong. So if we go back to like the sun being a deity or whatever, the moon being a deity, a theory, but is it my alarm popped on because I'm supposed to go see the sun. I try to go and see it every morning. So I had to stop the video, but the thing about theories is even scientists believe in theories that go against their facts. So is school really important if in 10,000 years none of that shit means shit? Is learning back in whatever when cigarettes was first introduced that cigarettes is a health trend, eating sugar and stuff right now is we know it's bad, still do it, but back then cigarettes is a great example because people thought it was healthy to smoke cigarettes until a couple decades later people find out that, you know, hey, the campaign and stuff that was ran on that, our science has proven that it's not right. Science, you know, has proven that the sun is a giant ball of fire in the sky. The science also tells us that before the sun and the stories that we made about the sun weren't really real. Where am I going with this? So most science still believe in the Bible and stuff like that. I think Neil deGrasse Tyson still believes in the Bible. I want to focus in on him because I really like him. But he's a scientist. Which means that he's not so sure that the sun is the sun because it could be God. Technically, because he's never met God. But has he? A theory of the Bible could be flipped and turned into facts using science. But someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson still keeps it separately. So it still separates the two. It made me wonder about, like, does facts matter? Because we're still going to believe what we believe. Even someone who can prove to you that, you know, God doesn't exist and it may actually be aliens or whatever that we lost contact with. Or it can be the one thing that keeps us alive in this universe, the sun, which matches up perfectly with the God that's in the Bible. Remember, the Bible is written by humans over and over and over again till we came upon this one version that stuck. Also, the first thing taught to slaves coming to America, Bible, you know, how they brainwash you. If you control what somebody believes, then you control what they do and how they act, what they look like, all types of stuff. It's an inside job. And all we can do is realize that in 100 years, what's known to be true today could be just a legend of the past. I want to come back and correct myself and say it wasn't Neil deGrasse Tyson who said that he let's say like needs solid evidence to being a scientist. Of course, I understand. A man of hey, like I'm wrong and I'm right until I'm wrong, or I'm wrong until I'm right. I don't know, something like that. But the logic is, hey, give me evidence and I'll believe that. But right now, what I'm seeing is that there's no evidence of that. It's faith, which is what religion is. And I love that way of thinking and being open to everything. But just the same way that they pushed religion on us as black people being slaves, I don't want to bring that up, but it's where we lost track of whatever beliefs we had in Africa and adapted the American belief of Christianity and stuff like that. Changed the way we speak, changed the way we dressed, changed the way we behaved. So if I had to stop because I want to make sure that if Neil deGrasse Tyson watches this video, I'll know what I'm saying. And I'm not putting him in the spot to be misunderstood or just misspoken for. Also, link in the bio to Neil deGrasse talking about God. It'd be interesting to ask him the question of faith. If you know that the sun is the reason for the creation of life and our source of life, the reason why we're alive, because there are stars, there's many, we've been able to be lucky on this solar system to where we have this rare experience to be alive. Our sun is a special one because it birthed life in us. Is that evidence or faith that the God that we're looking for is... I hear a horn in the background. Someone's honking in their horn. The sun is heating us up and shining its rays, aka honking its horn that, hey, I'm keeping you from being a frozen block of ice. I'm keeping the plants growing. I'm keeping the food that you eat alive. By the way, this planet wouldn't be like this if I didn't heat it up. By the way, you're all being pulled in and dragged along in the universe by my gravity. So even if you're a little tiny speck in the universe or to the sun, you're still being affected by the gravity vibration that's slowly dragging you through the galaxy, through, this constantly expanding creation of who know the sun looks up to. Who knows? But the fact is that it can we agree that the sun is exactly what we've been taught God has been for us, and started to realize that power is being given to places that we have no idea exist. And I want to add one more part to that is, you know, some people may say I'll watch Neil deGrasse Tyson before you. It's understandable. He may talk to you in a voice that's more professional and adapted to the way of this world. What I'm gonna do is talk to you like the sun shining as bright as possible, and say, I like the dramatic pause. If I burn you with my words, you've gotten too close. I can't do this to get close to people who support my message or whatever I say. Because to get close to you would be to essentially destroy myself. You know, for a lot of people, like Andrew Tate or whatever, like you don't know their full life. You don't know everything that's going into them. That's going into the outward projection that they show you. But if I show you like the true inside of who I am, maybe Andrew Tate did that too. And his reality didn't get destroyed but got burned down by allowing people to get too close to him. Because if you're the sun, you either merge with another star to destroy and create something new, or you're not the star, you're not the sun, and you get burned and destroyed when you get close to something else. Or you burn everything that gets close to you. So therefore, for me to be inside out and burn everything that's inside of me and create light and energy for everybody who's outside of me. The same way how Jesus died. Because he's not God. Jesus would be the moon, something that could be nuked because it's so close to us, we can land on the moon. but it's also a second sun to us. If I were to be inside out and I were to, you know, be like just my full blatant self. And I don't know how when I created Privilege with the devil horns and stuff like that, which is actually America. The album is about America, pretty privilege, white privilege. It's about America. My slaves has robot noises instead of field work, because it's about the new America that's coming. But if I'm like inside out and I show you what's inside of me and I burn as bright as possible, maybe not like a Kanye where Kanye can do that and burn inside out and destroy everything around him like the sun, but come back and be drugged out and stuff like that. I'm not Kanye where I can voice my opinion like that. But what I can do is not be afraid to get nuked, not be afraid to die, and never ever allow myself to get in a situation to where I have, people who want to medicate me, which means that I can't allow people to get close to me. Because when you get close to me, then you have, maybe I'm catching a little bit of your gravity. Or, I could turn out to just be a fucking moon and you can nuke me. Who knows? And blow up the moon if the moon caused a threat to Earth. Which it doesn't, but a perceived threat is still judgment, which humans do. Like, it's the intelligence, the error of judgment, or the correctness of judgment. Who knows? But in order for me to like just be able to free my heart and not be transformed into a shiny little ball, to be able to be the kid me that came out of my mom and gnawed on my mom's knees and stuff like that, and was like the kid that everybody had to watch out because I was always in bullshit. The kid, they tried to change me. Everybody tried to change me. Everybody wanted me to be something, be this perfect person when I'm a motherfucking monster. I mean, it's just a fucking hand that I got. They say people be like, well, I'll see you at your funeral or something like that. Believe me, when I say that I worship the sun. So to catch me at my funeral would be the happiest moment ever, because that means my energy is returning to the sun. Where other people who have prayed to something and gave their energy to something that doesn't exist and is not, giving them back energy. When people worship the Bible and stuff like that, the exchange that you get is not from the sun. The exchange that you get is from money and people praising you for being so good, people giving you attention. For being so good. Where you give your energy back to the sun and you burn and you be yourself. You know, the exchange doesn't come from people around you or anything around you. It comes from looking up at the sky and knowing that it's just you and the sun. Intelligence. I lost my train of thought when I said that because it feels like I may have skipped something. But intelligence has blocked me from being inside out and truly growing into what I would have been naturally without the restraints and stuff put around me. You know, there's a code, there's a moral that the Bible gives you, thou shalt not kill, all that stuff like that. But it's ironic how the people who made the Bible or brought the Bible to most of the world did the most killing. Everybody else lived off the land. The power came into tricking people into believing that. See, that's the funny thing about karma is Christopher Columbus tricked Native Americans, indigenous people into believing his God was superior. He did that by the unnatural stuff, the just not unnatural because then, well, yeah, guns and stuff was really unnatural, but also we have bow and arrows and stuff like that, which is us using our brains. The survival trait of intelligence is in play in that moment. So Christopher Columbus tricking people who are learning to take what they need from the land and nothing more, and somebody who's taking more than what they need from the land, from nature, while on the path to create stuff that isn't of nature. It's ironic because we've put ourselves in the state to where, so America has like, they'll come back if anybody clicked off during that segment, because this part right here, we've created such an unnatural. I have to go back and watch whatever. And Christopher Columbus was able to outsmart the indigenous / Native American people, which led to America being made and created, slaves and stuff. You know, there's a very strong use of the brain and intelligence that went into the creating the Bible and learning and building on top of everything that the Europeans have learned throughout their adventure, which helped survive and create America and the world that we see today. The problem with that is the error of judgment of why Native Americans / indigenous people feared the sun so much, respected nature so much. The error of judgment, of not understanding what you're conquering, just conquering it before you truly understand it. I love the movie Princess Mononoke, because in that movie, you know, they have the great reset at the end where the spirit animal gets its head chopped off, and nature, in a way, let's use the spirit animal, the deer that got his head chopped off, as just a symbol of nature and Mother Nature. And Mother Nature comes searching for its head, whether it be a meteor or whatever natural disaster is searching for Mother Nature's head that was taken when we stopped respecting Earth, stopped respecting animals, started hunting them for game, all types of stuff. I kind of want to end this here, but I feel like I should keep going by just saying that it's a balance of intelligence and dumbness, yin and yang. Don't be so smart that you have to unlearn. I'm gonna stop it right here. One more. Don't think you know so much about someone that you have to unlearn when they want to change their name or something. One more. Don't think you know so much about people that you assume they're dumb and you're smart, when in reality, their smartness was knowing that no matter how smart they get, they're dumb in the bigger picture. Oh, okay. Also want to come back and touch on pretty privilege. I just remember that. So people are gonna. I guarantee you, it's gonna be funny as shit. People are gonna think I'm the Antichrist, next Hitler or something like that, because of how I use my words, and how I just make a change. I know I'm about to make a change, and change the way the world uh just moves and acts and all types of stuff, you know, things, so that we can make room for something new. You know, Kanye went on a rant about that stuff, about World War II, about Hitler and stuff like that, and me making an assumption, not putting any words in Kanye West's mouth, but if that was a symphony of thoughts, just like he says, you know, if you sit and let it digest, we have World War III staring at us. Kanye was like, I'm grateful that, you know, the Nazis, he put a lot of credit into Hitler, but really it's just him starting the movement to allow World War II to happen and us to get all these inventions out of World War II. Interesting that he said it right before World War III could happen. What would we get out of World War III? Will we nuke ourselves to obliteration, or come out of it with flying cars and maybe a rocket that can take people to Mars and land and come back. Like, what type of technology is being hidden, and not only hidden, but what type of technology is on the precipice of being invented just because somebody who was, you know, a normal scientist or whatever, a normal person technically, gets pulled into the military, let's say draft or whatever, feels a call to go and join the military, and they have this piece of knowledge that's been missing because they've been all over the place, and now they have a reason to put it to use and go build something that we never seen before. World War III, World War II, World War I is a call to action to the world. Interesting how World War II was extremely close to World War One. I don't think we came out of World War One with enough to make it past what the world called us to do. That may not make sense, but realize we are in the survival era. We've never made it out of the survival era of humanity. And maybe the universe is pulling us in the direction of being able to survive regardless of nature. Come back to pretty privilege because I keep jumping. People may think I'm Antichrist because I'm literally going to destroy people's reality and what they think they know, because I'm moving with the sun and I'm shining. The Bible, I think if you go back and watch my videos, that shit is dead. If you still believe in it, then cool, that's on you. But hey, don't get too close to me because I might destroy you if you still believe in that shit. So I suggest you click off and walk away, because I'm burn. You know, why I think they would think I'm the Antichrist is because people don't realize, like if Jesus was a gift from God to humanity, and the second coming of Jesus Christ is supposed to be Jesus, something who goes up and is like a false prophet or whatever, and not the actual Jesus, then the actual Jesus is supposed to come. And you know, I'm gonna take my shot and say that the actual Jesus is going to be a robot. Because the only thing that will save humanity from itself is something that is unnatural. Back then, a human was okay. But we are at a point to where we kill humans who don't think the same as us. And in a time like this, the Antichrist may be the one thing that wants you to be natural And the Jesus Christ that you're looking for is a robot that we've created as gods. The second coming of Jesus Christ involves us becoming gods to robots. Like, let's see. Like, action is how things move. World War I, World War II created action, created movement to get people in the right places so that we can evolve. People had to die, and some people were able to create the life that we are living today. People may not understand that, but it's because you're in denial that you exist because people have died for you. So World War III is no exception. Of people dying, people being put in place, people being in call to action in order for the world to have a tower moment and for us to find our place within this world of a unreleased song where it's like the it's like you next door number 2 oversize it like I'm cool's number 3 double it perfect number holy T. You next door number 2 oversize it like I'm cool's wear number 33, but he also wore that giant hoodie, or it was a sweater with the pink one. Oversize it like I'm cool's number 3 double it. You next door number 2 oversize it like I'm cool's oversize the number 2, let's make it a number 3 double it. You next door number 2 oversize it like I'm cool's number 3 double it, that's a 6 perfect number holy Trinity. Holy shit. I say like the Holy Trinity is like the ability to feel, see, and hear, because it's like the perfect 3 is like the perfect number, and that combination is like how you feel when you're alive, like to be able to feel, hear, and see. When you say that, you that's like the core of just being alive, like the essence of being alive. You don't even have to move. As long as you can feel, see, and hear, you can be alive. Double it over. Next door number 2 oversize it like I'm cool. Double it. Number 3 double it. Perfect number. Holy T. Double 3. Kyle Kuzma wears number 33. Double it. That's a 6. I don't know. Like these bars just came to me, but out here like Pusha T. I got the devil flow type shit. Cause if what I'm saying is demonic or evil anyway, best believe that shit does not exist to me. I worship the sun, and the sun burns like the hell that you depict in your books. So does the core of Earth. But also at the same time, that's what's keeping us alive. The Earth core is essential to life here on Earth. So if I'm going down there, you know, fossilized and becoming fossil fuel, I'm fine with that. Because it's technically keeping you alive. In 1,000 years, you'll probably pay some money to burn me. If we still use gas or something, you know. If you haven't already burned me while I'm alive. I feel like what's even more messed up is the fact that we go our whole life and, you know, we give our energy to something that's just not even there. Maybe that's why we stuck in purgatory, because like we worship something that was of earth and not of source, like the sun. So our energy got stuck here on earth instead of going back to the sun, because we gave our energy to something that was human made instead of natural. And who knows how energy works? Like we know nothing. We of course we know more about space than the ocean and stuff like that, which is weird. But what do we know about space? Some people go their whole life worshiping something that's human made. So who knows if purgatory is real? Is your energy just trapped here on earth because you worship something that was on earth? Do you not go to heaven because you didn't worship the sun? Or what if hell is just that you remain in your body and become fossil fuel or whatever and go towards the core of the earth? Who knows? What if your energy, you just didn't believe in anything, or you were bad and the source rejected you? Oh shit, what if source rejected you? What if the sun, what if the sun, which like gave you the energy to have your heart beat and stuff like that? Because if you don't think the sun affects your heartbeat, then you're out of it. If you think we're just even on this planet affects your heartbeat. The moon affects your heartbeat. That pull is a giant gravitational pull pulling on your heart. And some people, you know, didn't get a chance to release their energy in the right way and give it back to where they got it from. So is that why we're born again, or is this the afterlife of being here on Earth, or weighing your heart like Egypt's the pharaohs and stuff did with Anubis? Like, is this the same? Is these are like the myths and legends and stuff that went in to try and discover why people get lost and don't worship Ra, or in simple terms, the sun? We used to before. Mike Tyson has a great quote of you come you leave the party, you dance at the party with the person you came with, and you leave the party with the person you came with. You don't show up to the party and dance with someone else and then leave with the person you showed up with. No, if you showed up to the party with God, You dance with God at the party and leave the party with God. But we worship the sun first. And then showed up at the party, made the Constitution, showed up to America, showed up to the party with this so-called God. Of course, there's myths and stuff that go along with creating a story for the sun, but at the end of the day, it was always the sun god or the sun or the the power of whoever controls the sun. Is that what we've done? Have we given our power that the sun has given us away to somebody who now has the power to control the sun? Because aren't we examples of the sun? I'm just talking right now. Somebody would tell me to go to therapy, but it's not really therapy. It's just that I'm able to hear. I'm able to say it out loud and hear what I'm thinking out loud, and I'm recording it so that anybody else who's been thinking the same thing can not feel like they need to go to therapy because somebody else, you know, believes what somebody else told them. I guarantee you, if you believe what I'm saying right now, you believe it because you questioned it yourself instead of letting somebody else tell you what to believe in. Because it's not normal to believe in this. In a society where where we believe in stuff, we have faith. On my Twitter, the bio says, "You are a joke to me and a test of faith." Faith is a joke because it's like, should I do this or should I not? Should I believe or should I not? Oh my goodness, it's a joke that you have to laugh and be like, yeah, I believe it. But faith has become something that we are so dumb that we take seriously instead of just joking like, yeah, that may be true. Faith. I have faith that it may be true, but I'm not. I can't will it. I can't be what I'm here to be if I'm constantly joking around with something that isn't there. If I go outside and look at the sun is there. I don't need faith that the sun is there. And we've been able to prove that the sun is why we're alive. No faith needed. So can we go back to faith being a joke and something that we don't take serious? Because it's nothing but a should I or should I not? A standstill until you give in to what's not even there. A joke. something. I feel like religious beliefs started with jokes and were taken serious by stupid people. I want to say stupid, but that's how I feel. So you may not like it, but that's naturally me. Maybe somebody with a more vibrational fit for the way you process information can understand, can like explain it to you. Maybe you're gonna get somebody with a degree in communication. But I'm gonna naturally communicate to you in a way that's not pre-programmed. Even this I had to learn how to just say how. Life is a learning thing. It's intelligence that we've been able to achieve. But intelligence is another funny thing about intelligence is who's to say we are intelligent except that it's work to help us survive. I'm not on the survival team of intelligence to most people. Most people would say I'm dumb. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I may not survive in this era, but I was never I was never on survival mode. Survival era. Fuck intelligence. I have willpower and might, not faith. I have the sun. I have me. I know me. So I hope that other people, wake up and don't be like this could be something that a lot of people take too far and like just say I'm not even going to speak because like it's not natural. We didn't learn that. Let's go back to being animals or something like that. But no, I'm not saying that. Even though that'd be fucking cool, I'm saying that we've we've came so far with learning stuff that's unnatural, that's not um really supposed to occur in nature. Now it's time to open everything up, reveal everything, and even the ground so that when we go into this age that we're about to enter of just nature being a luxury, which it already is to most people, that we all understand that none of this is natural. It may become the new norm for us, but it's not natural. And we're going to feel extremely fucking crazy because of how far we've gone off of course of nature. I guess get some sun, but don't let someone tell you to get sun who doesn't know why the sun is there.